This guy looks like a dog, right? Have you ever talked to a person and they try to justify a way to not change their habits and behaviors? Like, well, it's just the way I am. It's just the way God made me. Oh, yes, it's just the way God made me. That means I should not try and do anything different. Well, I'm set in my ways. I'm gonna be doing what I do. Shit like that, you know? But you know what? The top one that I hear the most of from these people is, well, you know what? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's the one that gets me. You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks, can you, Mr. Scrooge?
Well, can't teach an old dog new tricks. I'm getting old.
Oh, I guess you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
You're telling me you can't change your behaviors or habits by anything and any means that you do, right? You're telling me you're too old to change. Shit, you're 30, bro. Relax. You're 40. 40's not that old. And this is the worst thing I ever hear, honestly, from anybody around. Because it's essentially telling me I'm too lazy to change my habits. I'm too lazy and I don't want to try to strain my freaking brain with learning something new. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not change our behavior or habit. Let's not learn something new. Let's not make our life easier, perhaps. I want to stay stuck in my ways. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Let's not adapt to something new. So, quick story, quick thing that I read. Now, there's a lot of people that live without parts of their brain damage, and our brain recovers. It's so elastic. It usually rewires itself, and I don't want to go into the complexities of it, but it rewires itself for, hey, I damaged my right hemisphere. This is my left hemisphere. You're right for the screen. I damaged this side of my brain. This one's going to compensate. People lost part of their brain, lost function of their brain, but they can still talk. They can still ambulate. They can still move. They can still do a lot of things. So when someone tells me, you know what, I'm old, I can't learn something new, that's essentially saying I am not going to try anymore because this is who I am. You can't change me. I'm not trying to really change you. You should try to change yourself. Try to change yourself for your family, your friends, yourself, maybe. There's this case where this 24-year-old girl was missing her cerebellum, which it's said to contain about 50% of all neurons in the brain, and it controls motor functions and stuff. She was never born with it. Now, no one really knew. She took about 6 years to learn speech and be able to walk. On average, it takes about 2 years for a kid. So she was a bit delayed and slow. She learned, but you know what? Later on, she started having a lot of headaches and a lot of things. They found out she was missing part of her freaking brain. You wouldn't really be able to tell. If she was able to write, she was able to talk with the slight speech impediment and everything. Not much wrong with her. And that just shows the ability of the brain to rewire and readapt to learn something new. And it's happened with older people as well. 40-year-old gets into a car accident. He loses functioning of his brain. Maybe he can't move his legs for a while. He goes to physical therapy, speech therapy, and he learns how to fucking use those parts of his brain again. Just me ranting about why I hate so much that phrase. You can teach an old dog new tricks. In fact, it's probably easier to teach an old dog new tricks because he's not wired up and like a child. I want to touch and put everything in my mouth. He can actually focus on one thing, one task at a time. Unlike a super energetic baby on crack or something. I don't know.
They've gone head to head to see whether it's really impossible to teach an old dog new tricks.
Good girl.
With Cece in good position alongside Adam and not pulling on the lead, Judge Jess hands out full marks.
Nice work, Adam.
Sit. Good girl.
She obediently follows all of Adam's commands.
Down. Good down. Good down. Back up. Okay, shake. Good shake. Very good.
Proving that in just 1 week,
Stay.
she's learned all 5 of the new tricks.
9.5 out of 10 ain't bad at all. So, seems to me that you can, in fact, teach an old dog new tricks.
So for this rant, I looked up where this phrase came from. And it turns out the phrase was for husbandry. It came from the 1500s, this book, this quote. It says how hard it is to make an older dog obey an owner and what they want to do, like put their nose to the ground and sniff a certain scent. And they don't actually say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. They say it's harder for a dog to stoop when he's older, or something like that. Must learn it when he's whelp, or else he would not be, for it is hard to make an old dog to stoop. So you smokers out there, you druggies, you people trying to learn a new language, kick an old habit, stop vaping, you're not cool. You can do it. You're not stuck in your ways. So I guess this is sort of inspirational in a you sort of way. You guys can change these habits. Sure, it's gonna be hard. Addiction is hard. You're gonna be fighting an uphill battle because your brain it remembers that it likes that. So you're gonna have to find something else. Maybe not another vice, but something else to occupy your hands and your mind and your dick or whatever. Because if not, you're saying you're set in your ways and I could change, but I really don't want to change. I like the way, I like me, I like being addicted. But if you seek help and you actually want help, it is possible to get past that addiction. Because the people that tell me you can't teach an old dog new tricks are people telling me I don't want to change. I don't want to change my behaviors. I'm doing some sort of reverse placebo effect on myself. And if you don't know what a placebo effect is, basically it's a sugar pill given to people to make them think they're taking medication, which isn't really any active ingredients in the medication. It's just for them to think they're taking medication. So their brain starts thinking, hey, I'm taking this. I should probably get better by taking this medication. Well, for these people, they're doing the reverse thing. They're lying to themselves. They're telling themselves, hey, I can't change. There's no way I'm going to change. I am going to keep making myself depressed because this sucks. I want this to change, but I'm not willing to work hard to change this. So, in a way, they're tricking their mind, telling themselves, hey, I'm gonna be stuck in this forever loop in my arbitrary hell that I have made myself. Now, I'm not saying lie to yourself and saying, hey, I can do anything, anytime, anywhere. No. Go out there and try, and don't hide behind, hey, this is how it's been, and this is how it's always going to be. Don't hide behind these excuses. Go push yourself, and go try something to change those bad, negative habits and behaviors. Tell anybody that says you can't teach an old dog new tricks or any type of phrase like that, tell them they're being an idiot and stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.